So this video is just about having a look to see what damaged the last week we had here in Ireland. Minus 6 Celsius I think it was around here in this garden. I think that was the lowest. Just to see what kind of damage did to the plants. Right, so this is Brassiops hispida, and there's no damage that I can see after the very heavy frosts. There doesn't seem to be any blackening. This is the Scheffler Taiwaniana, and it looks immaculate. There's no protection whatsoever. It looks super healthy. No blackening of the new leaves. Now maybe they might be stunted, but the overall plant is doing excellent. Now Brassiops mitis. These leaves are, to touch anyway, they're much softer to hispida. So mitis looks like it took a bit of a hammering, but this is its first winter in the ground anyway, so I don't know if it's deciduous or not. I must check that up. But down here it looks okay. These sections here are still green. The stems are really good and hardy on both. I've checked all the small palms. This is Princeps. Yeah. Exposed the trunk of the Princeps, but I put some fleece in it anyway as a precaution. So this is Scheffler Delevei, and it looks good, looks in really good condition. These are the outermost leaves that would have been exposed at the edges here under the cover, but I think by keeping them dry, the roots weren't left sitting in water. That looks really healthy. Tetrapanax, and this one still has its leaves. Fleece around the stem. I think the fleece is collapsed around this one. Still got some small leaves at the top for next year's growth, but that stem is the main thing you got to protect. Kept it dry, kept the ground dry. They look like they've come through their first winter in the ground. This is the original Tetrapanax. Still got its leaves, new leaves. The stem looks really healthy. You can see the chips and all. The ground is nice and dry there, so it's not. There's obviously plenty of moisture underneath the ground there, but it's not getting saturated. And I had the fleece around the stem protecting it. So the 3 Tetrapanax look like they've come through the winter. Under here was a really small Metapanax Delevei, and I was kind of worried that this would not be strong enough to get through the winter, but it's in perfect nick. The There's no blackening of the leaves. I just kept it dry. And a small fatsia. So I don't think I did a video on these, but these were the bananas, Musa Bazju, here and here, and I'd left them late. They'd gone. We got a blast of frost and ice, and the pseudo stems had frozen when I'd cut through them. So basically what I did, I chopped them down very close to the ground and piled a load of sawdust and wood chippings on top, and then the plastic over, just to keep them dry. And if they come up, they come up. But I'm actually going to start moving away from the soft plants and stuff like that, and moving into the tougher, hardier plants and trees, stuff that can take the punishment of the winters, snow and ice. I checked the agaves. They've all done really well. In fact, this one here, this is the biggest, the oldest one I had. This, and it only went in here halfway through the season last year, and it's already thrown out pups. So that's how tough these plants are. Oh, there's more, look. In there. The weather's after cracking this. These are baby plants that I got from outside in the front. But these hardy kind of plants with the strap leaves, and they're the plants that are going to survive. That's what I'm going to focus on. They're the gingers. I haven't checked under there. The grasses are fine. Palms look fine. Now, this is Scheffler Taiwaniana, and it's the same. It's in the ground, same as the one over there. It's in a fantastic condition. But this one here looked like it just took a bit of damage around the top there, frazzled, I'd say. But the main plant overall looks super healthy, and it's thrown out all of these. It's thrown out stems down here. These were single stems, and I was throwing out stems down here. But all these small, very, very small leaves down here are obviously protected by the canopy just above it. Fatsia polycarpa. It's after getting frazzled, fried by the cold weather. These ones here are doing fine. That will bounce back. So these are the, if you've seen the video on the pines I got, the Mediterranean pines. So these are Scots pines. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're coming out. They'll be going down into the wood. And the Mediterranean pines, I'm going to space them out across here. This bed south facing, and they're going to get late morning, lunch, early afternoon, late evening sun, all the summer sun I can get them. I can get it. I still need to clean all this stuff out. Still need topsoil for in here. Still trying to get as much compost as possible. So when the temperatures dropped last week, I had extra fleece, so I doubled up on the fleece. Those soft plantings like the bananas and stuff, I'm going to move away from them in the field and focus on keeping bananas in the pots, because they're just so much easier to, you can dig them up and pot them up and bring them in here. Stems are okay. Commences. Let's see, it's Musabaggio. They're the Mediterranean pines. Trachycarpus, not so healthy. I'd say when they get grown in the springtime, though, and I give them some feed, they'll colour up. That's the latest batch of Trachycarpus. A lot of these will be going into the wood and on the pathways around the field. This is the one I've always been chasing, Stapleton 1046. That'll be going into that raised bed just out there. And I threw extra fleece over these. They're all doing fine. Some of the hybrid palms, I'm just making sure that they're staying nice and dry, protected. Could have been a bit overkill, but you don't want stuff dying. These are all the Camaraps. They're tough, hardy once they're dry. Washingtonia is still alive. That's just basically sitting in sand and gravel. No spear pull. Another agave in there. Ovatifolia. It's a deadly combination. The ice, snow, the zero, when it goes down to -6 and below, and then you get a period of rain, and it's like a double hammer to the plants. The pups. So I think a lot of these plants, they can take the temperatures if it's dry, but once it starts to, once you start bringing in the rain, then in on behind that or after it, it's just it's a real killer for the plants, and they can't handle it. So I'm going to leave this door open to let the air circulate. Want plenty of air in there to keep everything nice and dry. So everything looks like it's after getting through the icy temperatures. We're coming into the end of January now, so spring is not too far away. I don't mind if I lose these Musabaggios. That's the Sequomensis. I hope I can keep that one anyway, but I do have pups from it inside. Always have a backup plan if you can. So I have let me see. Right, so with the sables, I want them in a south facing position because I want them to get roasted by as much sun as possible, which is very hard in Ireland. But what I'm thinking of doing I might put them in close to this kind of wall here, these retaining walls, and maybe into this bed here, because they'll be in the full sun, and because they like as much sun as possible. And what I might do is actually place stone around them, all around the base, for the stones to heat up as well, and for the stones to hold on to the heat from the sun at night time and transfer it down into the roots. That's the plan anyway. And then they'll also be getting soaked as well, because they like the water. They grow on the margins of swamps and stuff. Yeah, so maybe these bananas might be coming out here, and I'll put the sables in. They'll have that wall behind them soaking up the heat. Get all the stone around it at the base. As much heat as possible.